This is the 7Artisans 25mm f1.8 and this is my go-to lens for everything video, from recording camera and lens reviews to everything you see on this channel. You can get this lens used for about $50 to $60 in my opinion, and about $100 new. Now don't let the price fool you for a second that this is in any way a low quality lens. Forget what other channels are saying about this lens. I have Canon L class and most of them are prime lenses, and I still choose to shoot all my videos using this lens, and I'll tell you why. First of all, its 23mm works like a 35mm lens on all my Fuji cameras, which is perfect if you want moderate amount of background blur and your subject in view. I have here the Fuji X100V, which has an aperture of f2, and comparatively its front lens element size is almost the same. Therefore, the light transmission levels are very much on par with each other. Compared to full frame cameras, the actual amount of light is equivalent to f2.5 to f2.8. Now compared to the X100V, this lens is twice the size in length, but still small enough to carry around. It is built like a tank. The lens mount and the entire body is metallic with optics that is very sharp in my opinion, stopped down to f2, but I always shoot this at f1.8 for the vintage looks I get from this lens paired with fujifilm simulations. Videos really look nice and film-like. Its imperfections makes for a great character. Like all 7Artisans lenses, the aperture ring is short throw and smooth with aperture blades that make up for circular bokeh. More on that on the sample videos later. Paired with my X-T20, it looks perfectly at home. Even the color matches well. I almost all the time have it paired with my Fuji XA-1, which is my go-to lens for making videos. This has one of the most creamy bokeh I have ever seen. The close-up distance is within inches and I can get my subject, which is most of the time cameras or lenses I am reviewing, and get a nice background blur out of it. As you can see, the close focus distance is quite amazing. I mean, I have other lenses that you have to stand in another planet to get this in focus, but with this it's amazing. Today I was going to the office and decided to bring this camera with me so that you can see how it performs as a general purpose vlogging lens. As you can see, it fits quite nicely in this small bag I have, and I have no trouble carrying it around vertically or horizontally in my camera bag, and it's quite amazing how portable it is. I mean, paired with the XA-1, it's really light. It's under a kilogram. Now let's take a look at the back element of this lens, which is, to my surprise, is bigger than the f1.2 from 7Artisans. For this reason, even at f1.8, the vignetting on the corners is nearly negligible and corners are sharp. Now the rest of the video is just video samples, both day and night at f1.8. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to this channel. I'm a game developer as a day job, and when you have a day job, passion normally goes out the window, and I'm trying to build a channel that will keep this last piece of passion from dying. So it will really help me out if you guys can subscribe to this channel, and I'll keep bringing more non-professional reviews about small gems like this that you can still find in the flea market nowadays. night, the f1.8 really comes in handy because you don't have to crank your ISO that high, and that reduces noise a lot, and you get this amazing smooth bokeh with glowy feels to it. It's almost like using an old vintage lens. It really is. 7Artisans has really done a good job with this lens, even more so than the 7Artisans f1.2. If you have the choice of going between the two, if you need really a lot of field of view, I would say go with this camera. If you are thinking about doing video, I would say go with this camera instead of the f1.2, because f1.2, the depth of field is so shallow that you cannot really utilize it, and its optics is not really optimized for f1.2. But with this, you can shoot at f1.8 all the time.